All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to do the last issue of Aliens, Predator, the Deadliest Species from 12 of 12 from Dark Horse Comics by Chris Claremont, who is the writer. I just read it and I'm genuinely confused and somewhat irritated. This is probably one of the worst books that I've written books that I've read. And I like the whole premise, but the execution is... I don't know what Claremont was thinking, man. It's a mess. And I have trouble explaining it all because I don't even understand it myself. So without further ado, let's dive in. So Caryn here has been killed like she had a embryo of a queen's egg in her that's been hatched. This is Toy. Toy is basically the AI Renegade programming that was somewhat behind all of this, or he's basically the catalyst, for, I don't know, humanity's destruction or something like that, right? And right off the bat, I have to give props to the artist. The art is, I would normally say save this book, but even the artist cannot save this book. The writing is so incredibly bad, but the art is stunning. I love the explosion effect, this kinetic outwards and then this wind blowing the dust away, right? So, okay, Caryn here is now dead, and Tom wants to kill it, but I don't know, it's just creeped away. And he says, I miss Mariah. I got a bad feeling about that alien. It didn't just move fast, it acted like it was anticipating my shot. So we have Salazar here, and she talks about her encounter with the alien predator hybrids, right? And she said, oh, so the trophy didn't make it, huh? Poor Bonnie. I hope it hurt like hell. Okay, she just really dislikes Caryn. He says, why did you hate her so much? He says, but she says, I don't know or care. Chemistry, I suppose, as if we are an alien and she's the predator. We just born to kill each other. Probably programmed into our genes. Anyway. So, but then Salazar sends something. Does that mean the Mother Queen isn't our friend anymore? Yeah, so somehow, it's not really explained how, but the alien queen is now befriended the humans and the predator. We don't see any interaction with them, just that they are going, these guys do their mission, Caryn does their mission, and the alien and the queen goes on a mission, right? So they are being split up. Doesn't make any sense because they are natural born enemies. They should tear each other to shreds. But now that the embryo is now, it's alive and Caryn is dead, that means the alien queen should not have an allegiance anymore to the predator or the humans. Is that being explained? Absolutely not. Anyway, so... she says the Skyliner is the corporate headquarters of Caryn Delacroix. It was designed to be absolute secure against alien incursions. So Salazar is an explanation. So Salazar here is now explaining something that I probably should know, but I couldn't know because it's never been hinted or drip-feeded to us. She says, the father wouldn't step aside, so the son got tired of waiting. Long on ambition was Willem Delacroix, that's the son, thought he deserved the corporate throne as his birthright, refused to accept that he wasn't up to the job. He thought he'd been abandoned just as his mother has been, went Lucien to Caryn as his trophy wife. It seems so. Okay, Caryn is a genetically copy person. When Bobby Demartier, who was the one that deprogrammed or reprogrammed Toy, showed up on the boy's doorstep, Willem needed no encouragement to betray his dad. He says, what is your role in this? So she says, I'm chief of security. I belong to Lucien. My brief was to stay close to his son and make sure his plans never came to fruition. So a lot of questions. How did Lucien know of his son's possible betrayal? Don't know. It's not being explained. Anyway, so then is this predator hybrid showing up, and Salazar is, safe Shiro, right? So they need to get out of here because they are being surrounded. So a lot of these hybrids come in. But then, so it seems that Shiro and Dedemichi didn't come aboard empty-handed. So they brought predatory weaponry with them, and destroyed some sentries so that Toy didn't know, and then put those weapons there, killing aliens. Right? Looks all very cool. I like that. So, but it's also 10987. So, and then it ticks down, and this again looks crazy cool. You know, this explosion with the black and the orange, and this lettering that goes boom, very cool. But so she says, "Damn you, Salazar! Caryn's already dead. Why do you have to blow her body to hell?" Well, never hurts to be sure. Okay, I like that. Anyway, I hope you're satisfied, women, because your little stunt may have finished as well. The whole walls of the atrium's ready to collapse. All right. So I thought, okay, Caryn is dead. No, not really. There's also a lot of plot points in the beginning of the book that was very heavily introduced, but then through midway abandoned. And now at the very last couple of pages, we're gonna see how that all went down, and still confused. Because Caryn, a little bit of a context for those who are new to my channel, has a double personality with double memories from another life. And that's why she's working with the Predator because of the other memories. It seems that the other memories, she was a person back then that worked with the Predator and stuff, but somehow the copy got the memories of that other person. Okay. So, and also I'm getting confused with all these changes. I mean, she has black hair, she has blonde hair, she has bolts, and now she has, I don't know, Predator dreads, and this is some kind of a memory. And this has happened in the past when Lucien was a young man, and she says, by his side, is that me? I'm the copy, the trophy wife. The woman is the original, the person I was based on. It's clearly she loves him as he does her. An older version of himself wearing a virtual reality headset? What gives? Again, more confusion. So a younger Lucien goes, I don't know, is this on an alien planet? I do not know. And they found some kind of a device, a virtual reality headset, but Caryn told us that is an older version of himself. What? Where does this come from? Anyway, so he says it's a revolutionary computer system called Toy. But then Caryn 1.0, the OG, says, hey, I want to go home. Let's get out of here. But then there's an alien queen, right? A guardian. But, she's now being ripped open by the alien. But then, but she was not dead. So Lucien could still save her. But he just drags this, I don't know, copy body with the technology with him. I mean, if there is a technology here, right? Wearing a virtual reality headset, then why don't you just pick the headset? Why did you drag the body out of here? So basically he's being coward. He says, well, she's a lost cause. I have what I need. And she basically sees herself killed. And then Lucien made a copy of her, and she became his trophy wife. Yeah. Anyway, so this is aboard of the Skyliner. Now, here is where things get more confusing, right? Toy became the foundation of Lucien's fortune. First came the games, then movies. Finally, the irresistible temptation to evolve fictional scenarios into reality. Basically cloning or like that. Anyway, and then they are talk about Bobby Mateer, right? So it's all about power. So it seems that Lucien, who was never seen as the bad guy, is now suddenly the bad guy, right? Where is he? I don't know. I mean, he's been out of the picture for a very long time, but we're going to see him a little bit again. But then this is happening, and I thought, wait a minute, is this a Terminator or something? Is this a body that's been regrowing? How, why, and how? Don't know. So, and now we see Bobby Mateer, who was, not the final boss, but maybe a sub-boss. Again, I do not know how long this ago was, right? It seems it could be 5 minutes ago, this could be hours ago, it could be 10 months ago. I don't know. So how did they got Caryn and the Predator and the alien? I do not know, because it's never shown. And anyway, so this is on the Samara. That is some kind of a station, I guess, right? And this is in the laboratory. And he says, so Caryn here, now I believe that she now then was a trophy, a cloned one, with the memories of the other woman, or not, working with the Predator somehow. And so he says, hey, you missed. And she says, who said I was aiming at you? So yeah, then the alien breaks loose and kills Demeter. But it doesn't make any sense, because in the last issue, he was the instigator, still alive, reprogramming Toy to become evil. So if this is all in the past, how long ago was this? Was this an hour ago? I mean, or a couple of hours ago, a month ago? There is no sense of time here. It's so confusing. So Bobby Demeter is now out of the picture, I guess. And so the alien grabs its egg and then runs away, because and now she senses that these two just saved them. Although I'm not sure why the female predator just stands there and not try to kill this monster, because natural enemies, right? Deadliest of species. More confusion. So, and then inexplicably and nothing is explained again. There is now some a hybrid king being created by I don't know who, and now the Rangers are being captured. How? I mean, how? They are alive here. How did they get captured? Right? Who did this? Also, the queen, Mother Queen, has a face hugger on her face, and it seems that Willem Delacroix had been its host. It speaks with his voice, but that cannot be, because Willem Delacroix was killed by this guy in the last issue or the issue before that. I don't remember. So how could he be a host? A host needs to be alive. And how did nothing matters. Anyway, so he wants to have an army, right? But then you remember this embryo, that's been escaping this thing. Somehow it matures into this other hybrid. So, but he says, hey, you all meet to me. So he attacks then the trophy's hatchling. And then we go to this virtual reality talking between Toy and Caryn, who is dead, remember? He says, you should have let me die. It gets lonely in the dark. I wanted a companion. And she was the one basically programming in the beginning, calls her mother. I mean, how did her consciousness come into the program? How does this work? Anyway, so more flashbacks when the Predator kids were attacked. She's working with the Predator. Somehow, I had to read this a couple of times, Toy used his virtual reality powers to communicate with the Predator, because Caryn was, mortally wounded. So basically, Toy told the Predator that she needs to be put in this stasis healing coffin, right? But she was also mortally wounded. But I know then this is happening. So Big Mama escaped, attacked the space station. So the space station got a very bad reputation, because of bad management and attacks and alien attacks. So it became a backwater outpost, a haven for the lost. More confusion. Right. So these are going at it. Your protege is making a game try, Mother, but she's hopelessly outmatched. This will be over soon. Yes, it will. And then she says, okay, what's happened next? A long time passed before Lucien found you. I was in rest mode. Mostly I fought. Demeter made me do awful things while you were gone. I knew if I found, the same would eventually happen again. So, who's this? That I could not bear, could not allow. blah, blah, blah. You gave me awareness of free will and of moral consequence. You should have given me the ability to say no. She said, well, you grew up too fast, but Bobby got to you first. So I'm coming back to this a little bit later, right? So more talking. She says, I cannot exist as an ethical being if I'm a tool, yet my core programming allows for no other role. And then he's getting older and she's getting bold. Why? What is the message here, right? So they're basically arguing about, the moral consequences, right? And there's a flaw in his programming. And then she suddenly talks about genocide on a celestial scale. Why? Why would you kill everyone? It's just the programming gone wild, I guess, right? But then he gives basically a non-answer to her question, a very philosophical non-answer that I think, okay, this is just pure mumbo jumbo, right? Big Mama is, although still captured, but she smacks this alien. She says, Demeter existed solely within your mnemonic system. He was a ghost in your machine. What do you mean? A ghost in your machine? He's here, right? Does that mean that he left some kind of a programming in the programming so that Demeter's programming could control the programming called toy? Right. He is the demon in my soul. Yada, yada. One loophole leading inexorably to damnation, the other. A philosophical BS, dude. So, the alien queen rips off the face hugger, and now this is happening. It happens so quick. So she grabs the hybrid alien thingy, right? I rebuild you to the ultimate of a human potential. I recast you in the image of Lucien Delacroix's lost love. I place you on the game board in hopes my cat's paw pawn would become a queen. To summarize, your regenesis also alerted your predator companion. Her presence accelerated your evolution. What evolution? Oh my, the emperor implanted within the alien mother queen is hatched, so it just burrows through the heart of this king hybrid. And now it's, I think, dead, maybe? But then also this is now also being killed by this other hybrid, this spawn of Lucien Delacroix. Fascinating. A predator and alien standing side by side as comrades. So weird. So, and then out of nowhere, this woman that is the bane of my existence from the beginning, this is Ash Parnell, because the predator was looking for Ash Parnell, but she found Caryn, who is dead still. And then, is she the predator? How did she came to be? And is this her rebuilding herself or being regenerated? And then she found clothes somehow with a weapon. And he says, living, breathing in the flesh. Gather up your babies, Big Mama. Find them in stasis is fine. We need to get out of here, right? Mind and spirit reintegrating seamlessly of the body are all I feared, all I prayed for and more. But my senses indicate that Gazanda's bomb incinerated you completely. And then she also gets a non-answer. I guess both of us were built better than we knew. And then she shoots Delacroix, who is now suddenly here captured, right? Here in the background. How? Where does he come from? And then suddenly the programming is now deprogrammed, gone forever. I mean, it's a program. What does killing him do to his virtual body? Because he is a virtual thing. He cannot be... Nothing makes sense, man. It's so irritating. It's so aggravating. All right. So, what have you done? What should have been done long before you were born? What? Toy was insane. Left unchecked, he would have destroyed the whole human race, maybe every race he encountered. But he couldn't stop himself, so he brought me back from the dead to see if I could do it for him. And she created him. What? Why kill Lucian? There's no Lucian as Salazar. Not anymore. Not in any meaningful sense. That's why he's wearing the virtual glasses. No, he's not. He's not wearing any glasses. What are you talking about? To sync him to Toy's network so it can cross-load the essence of the computer consciousness as a means for Toy to perpetuate himself. Say what now? All right. So she's been fed up with Salazar's aggressive behavior. And so, hey, let's get out of here, right? So the Skyline has been blown up. Salazar's not happy that she's letting a murderer go because he was, working for Delacroix, right? And she is now, I don't know, wants to hunt her or something. He says, she did this. She killed them all or saved us all. With that attitude, Salazar, you could just condemn Oppenheimer and Einstein for the bomb or God for creation. At least the monster's dead. That's where we part company, Connor. I think we let the real monster work. Ash Parnell murdered the man I was sworn to protect. She destroyed the only home I ever known. Right? So she wants to scale the balances. And then she claims to be a hero, yada, yada, yada. She wants to kill him. And then the end that we see the spawn of her previous body sitting next to her. And then we see Big Mama watching over her spawn. And that's the end. And that's it. So does that mean the conscience of Caryn is now somehow merged inexplicably with Ash Parnell, who was only mentioned as a name in the beginning, and now she's just popping up on, hey guys, we need to wrap up this story as well. It's a mess. It's trash. I'm so disappointed. I mean, I knew it when I was reading that it was going in the very wrong direction because it was time jumping a lot. And how came this through the editor? How came this through the editor and says, yeah, this is a good story. This is very, very readable. Everybody can follow that. No, nobody would follow this. This is crap. I'm tired. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.